Okay. Oh, shoot. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. Okay, guess the mime is live. Yeah. Guess who decided to actually check the freaking mic this time to make sure that things were actually smooth and weren't peaking this time around. I've readjusted everything. What's up, Astro Kit? What's up, Sir Glueater II? I love that. How's everyone's evening going? How's everybody doing right now? Oh, wait. Yeah, we need that down. We need that down right there. Oh, shoot. I forgot to post the link. Hold on. I gotta link it on my Twitter. Sorry, I sent the shit post to a friend. And I think after that, I just really had to piss. Let's see. I'm just double checking. Okay, that's it. The clicks aren't going through. That's not going through. Okay, I think we are good. Yay! Yippee! Actually, I wonder. Hold on, I got the... What if... Oh, it does have the number pad, apparently. Hold on, I was gonna try something. Oh, no, not that. I didn't know if this would make a difference. Like, if we just did it all like this. Atmospheric. Ooh, actually. The mime is changing colors. Yeah, that's the thing. It gets weird with the, It gets really weird when it, like, chroma keys in. I don't know if there's any way for me to fix that on my end. Probably. It's probably really stupid simple. Hold on. I want to try something. Like something really, really simple. Oh, okay. Okay, bear with me. Bear with me. I'll make this maybe a little atmospheric. I don't know if this is going to be a good color for it. If I did this, maybe image mask? Okay, that was definitely not it. Definitely not it. Sure, why not? Let's just do color correction. Ooh, color multiply. That might be what I need. I don't know if this... Does that do anything? Actually, let me try... There's a bear with you? Let that sink in. Bear with me. Okay. Oh, wait, it's over the window thing. Oh, that doesn't help. Oh, because then the game capture goes over that unless I can't remember how to do, like, a specific overlay. I can't remember how to do that. Hold on. Actually, we're making this work. How's everybody doing? We doing good? I think I'm doing good. Okay, what if I used, this? Oh, that doesn't do. Oh, whatever. We're staying dark. Ooh. Ah! How's it going? I'm doing good. My shoulders hurt. I was drawing for a thing, and I think I just, my dear sweet precious shoulders did not like me. You doing good? I'm doing good. Awesome. Man. The thing is, I was gonna be like, oh yeah, what's going up in the world right now? I feel like there's a very huge elephant in the room with Anime Kanata graduating and not reincarnating or coming back. I feel sad. I mean, I made a statement about it on my Twitter, but man, I wish her the best. This one's for her, okay? We're pouring one for her. Learning how to use other tools in Krita. Oh, I haven't used Krita. I've never used Krita before. Okay. Let's see. Ah, man. Mm. What do you use for digital drawings? I got Clip Studio Paint several years ago, and I have been stuck with 1.0 ever since because I didn't really see the point in getting the other ones. Though there are some cool features. Then again, I just kind of stick with the 1.0. You have to pay for the other ones anyways, and I'm a cheapskate. I'm mostly traditional. Oh yeah, I've done my fair share of traditional art too. Honestly, I did a bunch of traditional stuff before for classes. I know that there's specific smooth drawing paper, but I always drew specifically on watercolor paper because I feel like the texture really stood out more. Like, literally just give me, like, some art pens and some watercolor paper. Ow. Oh, alright. My pain will not go away. I must bear with it. I didn't have art classes, unfortunately. But look at me now. I took art classes, and look at me now. I didn't draw this myself. I designed it. That's good. I drew a little design. I was in band class instead. Ooh. Ooh, what instrument did you play? Percussion. Ooh. I wanted to play percussion. I think in middle school I tried playing the French horn. That didn't really go anywhere. Ooh, for marching I was the bass drum. Oh, I always thought bass drum looked cool. Alright. Ooh. I think I think it's time we go through this. So last time, I can't believe we're on part 6 of this. We're just now getting spooky. But last time on Higurashi, when they cry, someone died, and we got stalked. So we're going off to a good start right now. But I always did go to the art teacher's class since he was the teacher. Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, last stream, I was feeling weird and out of it, but I also got really jump scared by a visual novel. Didn't expect a visual novel to jump scare me, but sure. Man, 8 chapters. 10 folders. We haven't even made a choice yet. I'm actually a little nervous. I'm like actually a little jittery. Okay. Is the bear still here? Actually, if it counts for anything, I looked through some garage stuff the other day, and I did find a koala bear. Like a little koala bear plushie. So that was fun. Technically, there is a bear. Oh, there's also a Luna! Hi! Luna! I love you, Luna. I love you. Alright, she's just laying down. Man. I wish my dogs didn't move around enough that I could do like a dog cam. I forgot who I am. Actually, now that I think about it, you have a Sonic character as a profile picture, but your name's Mario Walker. Man, somebody should fire you for that blunder. Alright. Chapter 9, guys, I guess. Weariness and a headache. Tell me about it. Not a very nice way to start the day. I got fired from Nintendo because I was leaking stuff. It was you! You leaked F-099. It seemed that my mom had noticed my sullen state. Actually, is the kitchen dirty or is it just... Yesterday, I kept on waking up in the middle of the night. Fair. Without a doubt, I felt a presence. I felt the presence of someone standing in front of me. Oh my gosh, were you being stalked the whole time? I told myself repeatedly that it was my imagination and forced myself to try and sleep. Except, not being able to stand it, I gathered up my courage and opened the door. Of course, there wasn't anyone there. I think I did this 3 times throughout the night. Or maybe I just didn't remember doing it any more than that. Even though I was able to get to the breakfast table without incident, I still didn't feel at ease.
風邪かもしれない。なんだか食欲ないんだ。
あら、ちょっと熱あるんじゃない？どうする？学校行ける？
Technically, I did go to a school, but it was mostly self-study. It wouldn't matter much if I missed a day, would it? It could have been that I hadn't been feeling well for the last few days because I really did have a cold. Dude, no. If I took some medicine and got a good day of rest, I might be able to greet everyone with a smile tomorrow. Ding dong. Startled, I looked back and forth between the entrance and the clock. It was 10 minutes later than when I usually met up with Rena. It was Rena.
レナちゃん迎えに来ちゃったけど、どうする？お休みする？
Rena was a good girl. I don't believe it. She might be somewhat quirky, but she was certainly cute. Lunches she made were delicious, and she always looked out for me. Why should I be so scared of something like that? It wasn't Rena's fault. It was probably mine. Dude, it is not your fault. You literally got stalked. It had to have been my cold. It just had to be.
休む。ごめん。
じゃあ、母さんが断ってきてあげるわね。
Mom headed off to the door. I would have to pass by that entrance to get back to my room. I didn't have the nerve to meet with Rena, so I wrapped myself in a blanket on the sofa and closed my eyes. I was so sleep-deprived, I quickly fell into a deep slumber. I had only intended to lie down for a bit, but it was almost noon when I woke up, dear lord. I called out to my parents, but they didn't seem to be around. On the table, I found lunch prepared and a note. Mom and Dad had apparently driven off somewhere far away. It likely had to do with Dad's work. Oh no! This happened every so often, so it wasn't that unusual. They would be back for dinner, but might be a bit late. Chronic yawn. On the note, it said, the insurance card is in the cabinet. Take it and go to the hospital. Sheesh. There's also a well-drawn map to the hospital. That's right. I hadn't been there before, so I didn't exactly know where it was. I had a light lunch, although it really just was leftovers from the morning. And just in case, went to the hospital. Alright, boys, we're going to the doctor. Normally, I'd never be here. In the middle of a weekday. Just walking around like this had me feeling guilty. It was an odd feeling. Following my mom's map, I took a road I never used usually. I'm bad at reading words in order. After walking for a bit, the hospital sign came into view. Irie Clinic was written rather stylishly on the sign. The clinic wasn't very big, but based on the scale of the rest of Hinamizawa, it was far too grand. There was a parking lot and even a reserved spot for buses. They must be making a mint. I spaced out in the air-conditioned waiting room until it was my turn to be seen.
前原さん、診察室へどうぞ。
Hey. After half-heartedly answering all of the chatty doctor's questions, he responded with the old, "It's probably a cold." He gave me a shot and 3 days worth of medicine. I hate steroid shots. I hate them. I hate them. I remember having this, like, really bad flu sickness thing last time. I got, like, 2 steroid shots, and then I got, like, slept through my entire weekend because I was drugged out on medicine. Did not like it. I thought it was a little overboard, but if it would clear away the gloomy feeling I'd been having lately, then it was worth it. Yep, that's all it is, buddy. Is it still... I can't tell if it's me or the mic. I'm losing it. I settled the bill and took a quick trip to the washroom. As I was leaving, I overheard a conversation between some elderly people who seemed to be regulars at the clinic. Of course, I had no intention of eavesdropping. If it just wasn't for that word.
やっぱり鬼隠しかいね。
Oh yeah!
どうかね。まだまだ若い子だけゃ。駆け落ちかもしられん。
Oh.
どこの誰とよ。季節のたびに東京もんが来ちょったろ。
Oh gosh.
でっけえカメラ持った若者が。
Oh man, they're talking about him
あれと
too.
仲が良きゃったって話。知られへんの
Were they talking about Tommy? Yes, dude, I think he's the only one in the past few days that might have died and then she went missing. I think that's the only one. I can feel my ears perking up.
そら知らんけど。でも、普通駆け落ちっても仁義あるだろう。書き置きとか辞表とか書かんかいね。
すったらんかかんから駆け落ち言うんね。
Wait. Hold on. Did they know that? No, they said the Onikakashi. With the big camera, didn't you know they were... but you had to make preparations. Did they know that he died?
わきゃ看護師さんの顔見られんようなるんは寂しいね。
高野さんはしっかり者よ。どこへ行ってもやっていけろん。
Wait, I thought the Onikakashi was like... So her name was Takano-san. that woman with Tomitake-san. And she worked at this clinic? Oyashiro-sama's shadow was following me everywhere I went. I started listening more closely, but began to talk about fishing, and it didn't seem like they were going to revisit the topic. I gave up and left. Classic old men. Classic fishing. Thus, even though I was separated from the daily monotony of school, I wasn't able to escape from Oyashiro-sama's shadow. But of course, Oyashiro-sama was the guardian deity of this place. Hinamizawa. As long as I was in Hinamizawa, I wouldn't be able to escape. Oh god. Oh, I wish you guys could see Lula. She's over there curled up in a little circle. She's like a little donut. Maybe it was because I was walking outside, but my appetite had suddenly returned. Might as well buy a snack with a change from the examination fee on the way home. Contemplating that, I turned onto a familiar street. At that moment, I heard a car horn abruptly honk behind me. Oh no. Was I really walking so far into the middle of the road where I'd be in a car's way? I moved farther off to the side, but the horn was still honking at me. I turned around, peeved.
Maibara-san! Konnichiwa.
Not a good day. It was Oishi-san. Stepped out of his car, AC on full blast, and waved at me.
今日はどうしたんです？学校はお休みですか？
ちょっと体調悪かったんで、今日は休みました。お昼を買って帰ろうとしてたところです。
そりゃよかった。実は私、お昼に行こうとしてたんですよ。よかったらご一緒にいかがです？
I'm really scared right now.
お体に触るようでしたら構いませんよ。
Oh wow, I can't believe it. Hayami Kurayami is playing VTube Studio. I can't believe it. Hayami Kurayami of Independent. I was just gonna lie down after going home anyways. And I didn't really have a cold.
地元の食堂だと嫌でしょう。町まで行きましょう。ちょっと走りますがよろしいですかな？私、おいしいお店知ってるんですよ。
Is that kind of a pun? I'd finally begun to understand Oishi-san's roundabout way of saying things. He probably wanted to talk to me about stuff that would be difficult to discuss while in Hinamizawa. I went with Oishi-san riding in his frigid car. It was almost as if the bright sunlight outside was a lie.
昨べは遅くまですみませんでしたね。ご家族に怒られませんでしたか？
いえ。
I recalled Rena, who had been listening to the phone conversation all that time, separated from me by just the door. Even now, in the brightness of the sunlight, thoughts still creeped me out. With a big bump that jolted the car, the road connecting the city changed from dirt to pavement. My head swiveled back with a sudden realization. That's right. This is where Tomitake-san died. Why are you bringing the kid there?
富武さんの捜査は暗礁に乗り上げています。
Oishi-san spoke while peering at me from the corner of his eye.
自分の爪で喉をかき破るという異常さから、
Oh god, I forgot about that. No, I don't like that part. I don't like that part.
こういう症状、それも急激に引き起こす薬物はなかなかないらしいんです。
The thing is, look, I can't speak for about the time when this came out, but if you're doing an autopsy, like, I don't know if they've done an autopsy at this point, wouldn't you be able to tell if there were drugs in the system?
もちろん、検視解剖もそれを念頭に置いて十分に行ったのですが、手がかりはやはりありませんでした。
Thank you so much for answering my question. That was very kind of you.
漫画なんかによくあるじゃないですか。体内に取り込まれると分解したりして証拠が何も残らないなんて、そんな薬
ありますよ。演歌作詞何でしたっけ。まあ、結構あります。でもですね、富武さんのような症状を引き起こす薬物にはそういうものはないそうなんですよ。
Okay, so even that one wouldn't really do that, I
じゃあ
guess.
警察は富武さんはたたりで死んだってそう言うんですか。
I couldn't help but feel that the police were worthless. Everyone's worthless here. I just wanted the idea of a curse to be dissociated from Tomitake-san's mysterious death.
悔しいですが、今のところは。
The police are believing a curse. No, no, no.
ですが、死因はともかく、死ぬ前に何人かの人間に囲まれて暴行を受けたことだけは間違いありません。たたりでなく、人間が事件に関わっているのは疑いようがありませんよ。
Honestly, okay. Like, from a, Okay. Did he start clawing at the throat and then get beat up? Or was he clawing at his throat while he was getting beat up? I couldn't remember. Because I don't know if they could blame it on some kind of blunt force trauma that would cause him to do that? I don't know. That made me a bit relieved. We passed in front of the rather desolate, but still busier than Hinamizawa train station. The car pulled into a restaurant parking lot, and I followed Oshi-san into the shop. It was pretty crowded, but there were only adults at this hour. Of course, there wouldn't be children here in the middle of a weekday.
2名です。タバコは、我慢します。
Oh god, they still have smoking and non-smoking? Nah, here's the thing. You get smoking and you get non-smoking, and then you still have to smell the cigarette smoke from the smoking side. There's like no winning.
こちらへどうぞ。ご注文がお決まりになりましたらお呼びください。
We were led by a peculiarly dressed waitress at our table. I sat with Oishi-san in a booth.
どうです?このお店のウェイトレスさんの格好、可愛らしいと思います。
Why is everyone in this damn story a giant pervert?
え?まあ、どうでしょうね。
Wait, did we take the kid to Hooters?
このお店ね、いっつも大人気なんですよ。お料理よりもウェイトレスさんがね。
Man, we went to Hooters. We really went to Hooters.
ああ、大石さん、目がやらしいですよ。
うん?そうですか?
Why is everyone a pervert? Hi, buddy. How's it going? We're at Hooters right now. Why are you Shadow Maimu today? I thought it would fit the atmosphere, but now it just looks kind of weird. Ooh, also, another thing. After I pulled Agnes Digital, I think it was like yesterday or something, I got a Grass Wonders fantasy outfit. I don't know what happened. I got the favorite star one. I was like, what? You ever take a minor to Hooters as a policeman? I don't think anybody's really thought about it. Regardless of how the waitresses looked, the food was decent enough. Finishing our meals while talking about some inane topic. Oishi-san's after-meal cup of coffee arrived at the table.
昨日、ひなみ沢の昔話が出ましたよね。
ええ、人食い鬼の里だって言われてたって話でしたっけ?
Sorry, fidget toy.
私もあんまり詳しい方じゃないので、うちのおばあ様に今朝ちょっと聞いてみたんです。
What does his mom look like? Oishi-san took out the notepad that was stuffed into his breast pocket.
なんでもですね、大昔はひなみ沢は
There we go. We're getting chilly now. Onigafuchi, the demon's abyss.
鬼ヶ淵。
Yeah, that's what I said.
すごい名前ですね。
今でもその名前残ってるんですよ。神主の妻が受水自殺した沼の名前は今でも鬼ヶ淵というんです。
Now that's interesting.
沼の底の底は鬼たちの住む国とつながってると言われてたんだそうです。
Of course nobody had told me anything about such an ominous swamp. Why would they?
でですね、鬼ヶ淵は恐れられていたと同時に崇められてもいたんだそうです。
Oh? A respect born of fear. I guess you could say it was a kind of deification. I almost read a different word. A village of inhuman creatures.
鬼たちはある種の仙人でもあったらしいんですよ。例えば不治の病にかかった村人を鬼ヶ淵に運んで治してもらったりとかしたんだそうです。
Man, I feel so sick right now. Let me go to the demon's abyss. Even if we are calling them demons, Tengu, long-nosed goblins, or Seni would be more apt description.
鬼って言ってもそんなに悪い人たちじゃないみたいですね。
でもそこはやっぱり人食い鬼らしいんです。ばあ様に聞いた昔話ではですね、息子を治療してもらった代償として連れてきた母親を食わせろとこうなるらしいんですよ。
No?
息子を治療してもらった対価が自分ですか？それは怖いな。
もちろん母親は息子を連れて逃げます。
Yeah, I don't know if that's really...
これをですね、鬼ヶ淵に住む村人、鬼たちがですね、全員で追いかけて取り囲んで捕まえたんだそうです。
Oh, how dare she, not let the villagers eat her? I don't know. The entire village. Apparently. That's quite a frightening thing to imagine.
結局、母親も息子も捕まって
Oh my god.
食べられちゃったんだそうです。
Okay, cool. So now we have cannibals. That's great.
おしまい。
その話矛盾がありますよ。当事者の2人が食べられちゃったんですから、その話が残るはずがありません。
ありゃ。
Mhm.
昔話はこういうの多いですよね。
Nah, old fables, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, at this point. In contrast to the ghastly tale, Oishi-san laughed heartily while sipping his coffee. How nice of him.
でもですね、他の昔話にも結構あるらしいんですよ。鬼ヶ淵の鬼たちが総出で獲物を捕まえに来るというのは。
I recall that Mion said all the villagers united and fought against the dam construction. Oh. Oh. I saw similarities with how that part about unification overlapped. Oh my gosh, we might be getting somewhere.
鬼たちの獲物は常に一人で、しかも前もって決められているらしいんです。
Oh my... Wait? We may have an unreliable narrator.
Eh?
That caught my attention. Oishi-san also appeared to be pondering what it meant.
ばあ様が言うにはですね、鬼の狩りの時には絶対に邪魔をしてはいけない。家に閉じこもって布団をかぶってろって言うんです。
つまりどういうことですか？
獲物の人を助けたり、かくまったりしてはいけないんだそうです。鬼の狩りを邪魔しない限り、村人には危害を加えない。
So basically stay out of their way.
そう
And
いうルールなんだそうです。
basically, Don't help the victims. Pretend you didn't see the atrocities. In other words, I pretend I do not see.
ルールを破ったらどうなるんです？
Happens to bring death.
さあ、何しろ人食い鬼ですからね。
I mean, yeah, no shit. Yeah, like, death. Many parts of that tale caught my attention. Parts of the story he told me overlapped with his theory that the entire village was in on the crime. Even if it wasn't the whole village. It was conceivable that the villagers were hiding under the covers and leaving them to die when there's a group that was on their hunt, wasn't it? I didn't dare speak it. No, everybody might be in on it.
じゃあ大石さんはやっぱり村ぐるみもしくは村人数人の犯行だと見てるんですね。
Yeah.
前原さんはどう思います？
I think if it's, yeah, most likely, I'd say it's a specific group of villagers, and everybody else is just kind of like, what? I don't see anything. I see nothing.
ああ、すみません。コーヒーのおかわりいいですか？
Dude, chill with the coffee. That's what I wanted to know. It's dark in your basement. Let me out. Finish your dinner first. I give you like 5 pounds of crackers. You gotta finish all that before you leave. No water. Water's for pussies. It seemed that we were both waiting for the other to say that last part. He waited for the waitress to finish pouring coffee before speaking. They're stale? I gave them all the appreciation in my
失踪した頃から私は
pancreas.
不審に感じていたんです。
Oishi-san muttered as he watched the milk swirl around in his coffee.
それで、サトシさんのお友達、つまり前原さんのお友達グループの皆さんをちょっぴりだけ、本当にちょっぴりだけですよ。調べさせてもらったんです。
Oh, we snooped. Oh, Megs, what is up? How's it going? How's it going? Hope you're doing well tonight. I, for one, am almost pissing. It's going pretty good. Good. If Oishi-san had said this to me before, I would have gotten angry at him for calling my friends into question. But, as I was now, I couldn't.
とてもつまらない話になります。前原さんがつまらないと感じたらいつでもおっしゃってください。終わりにしますので。
Oh, Oishi-san was wearing the most serious expression that I'd ever seen from him. I'm hoping he didn't get beat down by a bunch of, like, what, middle schoolers? It was as if he was telling me to prepare myself unless everyone shut the fuck up. Everyone shut up. There were quite a few things I regretted hearing from Oishi-san, but none of them were as threatening as this. A little voice inside me, screaming like an alarm. Stop, Keiichi. This was probably the last one. I took a deep breath and silenced that voice. I would not run from the truth.
お願いします。
That was all I could utter. Oishi-san stared me in the eyes silently for a few moments. After he was certain I was ready, he began.
1年目の事件の被害者は現場の監督さんだったんですが、事件の数週間前に園崎美音さんと取っ組み合いをしてるんですよ。
Altercation?
何度か。
Oh! Oishi-san had said before that Mion had defied the damn project vehemently. Well, it wasn't hard to imagine how she'd be if she got worked up.
2年目の事件で誘致派の夫婦が事故に遭いましたよね。現場にはお嬢さんも一緒にいたんです。それが北条聡子さんなんです。
Sato?
え
Wait.
サトコって、サトコ
Wait, what? What? Oshi-san's look told me that my voice was too loud. Oh my god. I realized it as well and quickly quieted down.
3年目には神主夫婦が亡くなられますよね。
Sir... Satoko? That... yeah! What the heck?
そのお嬢さんが古出里香さんです。
Oh, look at you, show off in the corner. I'm trying to solve murders here, and you think that you can just get your ass up and play Diablo 4 like it's nothing. Okay, this is thickening though.
リカちゃんが
So it seems like some of the children in the club have connections to whatever this curse is
4年目
happening.
に亡くなった主婦はもうわかりますね。
Oh my god.
北条聡子さんの義理のおばです。当時は聡子さんはご両親を事故で失っていましたので預けられていたのです。被害者宅に。
I could tell my lips were getting dry. I didn't even have the wits to keep my mouth from hanging agape. I thought it was nothing but a bizarre incident. One that I could easily distance myself from, but clicking and clanking, it snuck all the way to my feet.
ちなみに4年目に失踪した北条聡さんは聡子さんの実の兄になります。
Oh my god?
ちょっと待ってください。
Is that much having to do with her? Check everything I had to finally say that. I gulped down a glass of water and once again wiped my face with a napkin. Calm down, Keiichi Maibara. But Oishi-san was relentless. Instead of waiting for me to finish sorting out my feelings, he started speaking again. The last of the things I shouldn't have heard.
被害者たちはなぜかあなたのお友達グループ
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what's going on. Is like everyone in that group has had some kind of contact or association with the victims, so Honji is man Nude, that's a gut. Dude, that's a beer belly right there. It's weird seeing a moe beer belly.
偶然に決まってるじゃないですか。
前原さん、静かに静かに。みんな見てますよ。
Mion? Satoko? Rika-chan! I know that belly's so high up. So what if they're connected? You're telling me all of my friends... It couldn't be. It just couldn't be. Oh, Ren is different, isn't she? Take a wild guess, bro. Ren isn't connected with the victims at all.
リュグ・レナさんは去年まで茨城の郊外にお住まいでした。
He's just top heavy.
まあ確かにいずれの被害者とも直接の面識はありませんが。
Okay, even though she didn't meet any of the victims, is the Satoko thing, like, not enough to associate her? He said it in a roundabout way. He's saying she's also connected? She stalked you.
実は調べてみたら、竜宮さんは引っ越しの少し前に
Oh?
学校で謹慎処分を受けているんですよ。
What?
なんでも学校中のガラスを割って回ったんだとか。
Huh?
レナが学校中のガラスを割った？
What? That same spacey Rena had? I couldn't even imagine it.
3日間の謹慎が明けた後も復学しなかったようです。その間に神経科に通院し、自律神経失調症と診断され、何週間かの間、親と医師によるカウンセリングを受けています。
I'm not quite sure what dysautonomia is. Is it like a... I think she was just like dissociating? I wonder if it was something like a nervous breakdown. I'd heard that it happens to people who are really methodical or overly sensitive. Neither of those matched Rena's easygoing personality.
でですね、そのカウンセリングをした医師のカルテに、レナさんの会話内容が記載されているんですがね、その中に出てくるんですよ。
It?
結構。
何がです？
It? Man, I am falling. Hook, line, and sinker in this story. Mwah, chef's kiss. She didn't talk about any kind of demons, did she? There couldn't be any more for me to regret. Oh, yes, there is, buddy.
出てくるんですよ。お社様って単語が。
Huh? She wasn't even in the... It felt like someone's stone-cold hand was caressing my back. Why? Why had Rena spoken of Yashiro-sama before she even came to Hinamizawa?
お社様っていう幽霊みたいなものがですね、夜な夜な自宅にやってくるっていうんですよ。
Huh.
枕元に立って自分を見下ろすんだって。
My mind froze. I couldn't process what I was being told.
その後、しばらくしてひなみ沢に引っ越されたんです。
Yeah, no, none of these kids are normal. None of them.
ああ、そうそう。レナさんはよそ者なんかじゃないですよ。
She's not. Don't tell me she has relatives that don't. Parents don't live there. Her parents don't live there. She doesn't have any relatives.
住民票で分かったんですが、竜宮一家は元はひなみ沢の住人です。
Mm-hmm. There we go.
レナさんがちょうど小学校に上がるときに茨城へ引っ越されたんです。
So she was definitely born there, and then it just... My mind went completely blank. It was similar to the static you'd see on a blank TV channel. My ears began ringing as I lost all sense of comprehension.
前原さん、大丈夫ですか？もう終わりにしましょうか。
Those words brought me back. I couldn't let it end here.
レナのことは分かりました。じゃあその最後の被害者の富武さんはどうなんですか？誰と接点があるんですか？
Irritated at one final reprisal.
全員ですよ。お忘れですか、前原さん。みんなで楽しくお祭りの晩を過ごしたじゃないですか。何人もの警官が皆さんの楽しそうな様子を見ていますよ。
Now there was nothing I could respond with. I fell silent as my brain turned to mush.
そろそろ出ましょう。ああ、前原さん。お昼の薬は飲みましたか？
I had completely forgotten about the medicine that I'd gotten gotten today until Oishi-san said that. I got another glass of water, and I left the shop after I chugged it down. got into the car and returned to Hinamizawa via the rough road. I never really paid attention when I was on my bike, but did cars normally shake this much? It was almost as if the road was desperately trying to tell me something. But that big jolt was from the difference in elevation of the road when it changed from cement to dirt. I was certain that I heard Tomitake-san scream. I sat in silence, just letting myself be shaken by the car.
お家の前まで送りましょう。今日は病気でお休みだったんですよね。長々とお話ししてしまって申し訳ありませんでした。
なんで俺に話すんですか？
I blurted out the question. Really, just blurted it out. I didn't expect an answer.
私、一応確認しましたよね。お話やめましょうかって。
じゃなくて、どうして俺に接触してきたんですか？
I understood quite well that Oishi-san was investigating the string of suspicious incidents. But why was he telling me all this? I knew nothing and I couldn't help. Everything Oishi-san spoke of was news to me. First of all, what could I, having just moved here, possibly know? By chance, if there was a reason for Oishi-san to reach out to me, then it would have to be that I was part of Mion's circle of friends. It looked suspicious to Oishi-san.
私ね、今年で定年なんです。
Oof.
定年したらばあ様の意向で引っ越しちゃう予定なんですよ。だからこそ在職中にこの事件だけははっきりさせておきたかったんです。
で、大石さんは疑ってるんですよね。みんなを。
Oishi-san didn't really give a response. Felt a little late, but I thought it was his way of showing a bit of consideration for my feelings.
これはこの道30年の勘です。前原さん、危ないのはあなたなんです。
Yeah, that man's gonna die. I wanted to reply with, "That's absurd," but in my downtrodden state, I couldn't bring myself to say it. No, man. You are very much at risk of dying.
私は今年で定年ですから、来年の綿流しの日にはもういません。だから今年中に決着をつけたいのです。
In other words, he was insinuating that on the next Watanagashi, I might be the victim.
所長からも注意を受けています。一連の事件は個々に解決しているから蒸し返すなと言うんです。これは一種の圧力です。
圧力って何のですか？
ひなみ沢の誰かですよ。着きました。この辺でいいですか？
After some time, the car finally reached the path to my house. The clock read 2 p.m. I was surprised so little time had passed since we ate. Oh. It was hot outside the car. The chirping of the Higurashi hurt my ears.
今日の話はすべて忘れてくださっても結構です。ですが、私は捜査を続けますよ。お社様のたたりは今年で終わらせます。
何かあったら連絡しろってことですか？
いいんですよ。前原さんがどうしても連絡したくなった時だけでいいんです。
Shoot. I wasn't collected enough to understand Oishi-san's roundabout way of saying it.
ゆっくり休んでください。病気でお休みの時によくない話ばかりして申し訳ありませんでしたね。
I didn't really give any sort of response.
私はいつでもあなたの味方です。 それだけは信じといてくださいよ。それじゃあ、失礼。
Something tells me that man's gonna die too. The tires crunched over the dirt roads as the car made a U-turn and disappeared into a cloud of kicked-up dust. Felt like I was watching a boat only throw me a lifesaver in the shark-infested waters before disappearing into the distance. That was the first time I thought Oishi-san was being unfair. Telling me I was going to be the next victim, then just saying to contact him if something happened. This wasn't a criminal investigation. It was fishing. And I was just the bait dangling off the line. Would the fish be the perpetrator? Or was it really just Oyashiro-sama's curse? Either way, the bait would be swallowed whole.
畜生。俺、死にたくないよ。
For some time, I could do nothing but stare at the puddle of water left behind by the AC from the car. Oh, that is a lot. That is a lot right there. Oh my gosh. The chapter's not even done yet. I wonder how much time had passed since I laid down. It's getting dark outside. My body was soaked in sweat. It would probably be a good idea to change my sheets. Ew. At that moment, the phone downstairs rang. It was probably Mom. Mom was quite the worrywart. Maybe she had called many times, but I just didn't notice it.
もしもし、前原ですけど。
お、生きてた。もしもーし。イオンだけど。具合はどう？
圭一のお友達ですか？圭一は休んでますけど。代わりましょうか？
え？あ、お父様で？あー、すみません。
Why does he laugh like that? He laughs like the Hummer guy.
引っかかってやがるよ。
After our exchange, we both had a good laugh together. Except I was suspicious of her even as we were laughing. Was everybody really involved in the incident? The fact that I couldn't say no saddened me.
元気そうで安心したよ。レナもすっごく心配してたよ。
Oh, I'm sure she
あの
was.
子はざまあないですわって喜んでたな。リカちゃんは病気でかわいそうですってさ。
チェ、みんなで勝手に大盛り上がりしてたみたいだな。
まあまあ。でさ、ケイちゃん、お見舞いに行っちゃ都合悪いかな。
お見舞い？いいよそんな。重病人ってわけじゃないんだから。
Stop saying that.
うちのバッチャが山ほどおはぎを作ってさ、お裾分けに持ってけって言ってんだよ。だから持ってくね。
おいおい、風が移っても知らねえぞ。
おじさんもレナもおバカさんだから大丈夫。
Right.
じゃね、すぐ行くから。
She hung up cheerfully. Rena's coming too. That's what it sounded like. I was still concerned about meeting Rena, but I guess if she was with Mion... I heard the doorbell 10 minutes later.
どんな感じ？
You know, I tried to tell if that was a gun or a boomerang. The way that it is on both sides, it does look like a boomerang. Now keep in mind, the girl on the left smashed a shit ton of windows. The girl on the right... apparently something. Family something. Should be a boomerang. Yeah, I don't know why she's carrying a boomerang though.
ちゃんと薬飲んで寝てた？
そりゃもうしっかりとな。
元気そうでよかった。心配してたんだよ。
See, now I can't look at this chick the same. I cannot.
悪かったな。明日にはもう大丈夫だよ。
Mion showed a complete lack of concern for someone who's recovering, and Rena looked like she was worried about me from the bottom of her heart. It didn't look like there was anything behind those expressions.
ちょっとお邪魔しようかと思ったけど。
She knew to never bring a knife to a gunfight, so she brought the next best thing. Oh wow, look at that, Hayami! Look at you, you're playing VTube Studio. Point and laugh. No, but like, isn't there a guy in Suicide Squad that like... There's a guy in Suicide Squad that literally his thing is like throwing boomerangs.
Soか?
Seemed my face appeared a bit sullen. Lula looks like a little mop.
じゃあこれケイチくん、みーちゃんのおばあちゃんが作ってくれたおはぎだよ。
Rena held out the package wrapped in newspaper. There might be about 5 in here. It was quite hefty.
な、サンキューな。ミオンのばあちゃんによろしく伝えといてくれよ。
あ、その中にね、レナが作ったのも混じってるんだよ。ケイチくんに見つけられるかな。
これ、今日の部活を欠席したケイちゃんへの宿題ね。おはぎにアルファベットがついてるから、明日回答すること。
お見舞いなのか部活なのか、どっちかにしろ。
元気元気。これなら明日は大丈夫そうだね。
この騒ぎで熱がぶり返したらどうしてくれんだよ、まったく。
みーちゃん、あんまり騒いじゃ悪いよ。もう行こう。
You know, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really take in how teeny tiny Mion's waist was with that jacket wrapped around her. I don't know, it was like the jacket wrapped around her and the hair going down. She's skinny.
お家の人にも怒られるよ。
Both of them thought my parents were home. It was because the entranceway was a mess.
そうだね。もう行こっかね。あ、そうそうケイちゃん。
なんだよ。
お昼何食べた？
See how the game grips you. The sudden question startled me, and I went wide-eyed when I saw Mion. I'd never seen her like that. It was a highly unsettling visage. But why was she asking me about what I ate for lunch? What she said was so inane, it was almost meaningless. The way she said it was almost like she didn't even care at all about what I ate.
表で食べたよ。
She must have suspected that I was with Oishi-san. Anyway, felt that if I hesitated or tried to change the subject, then they'd read too deep into it. So I tried answering as quickly as possible. Except, contrary to the efforts I had made, there was a pause before they replied. Man, this game is so good at suspense. I see. I'm understanding. Why did I turn green? Oh. Why am I green? This game is really good at suspense. Oh my god.
お昼は外食だったんだね。
The glimmer from Rena's eyes had changed at some point as well. It was now sharp, as if to make me feel the feigned ignorance behind her words even more. If she already knew, that's how it looked to me.
どう？美味しかった？
なんでそんなことを聞くんだよ。
Mion was speaking in an unusually low tone, almost as if she knew I had eaten at the restaurant in town. No, I'm overthinking this. I mean, both of them should have been at school at lunchtime. There was no way they could have known where I was.
渋いおじさまとご一緒だったみたいだけど。
They
誰？
knew. They knew where you were. Flop. The package with the mochi I was holding slipped out of my hands. I could tell the blood had drained from my face, making me go pale.
へえ。ケイチ君、それ誰？ひょっとして、この間の人かな？
Oh no.
かな？
I could feel the back of my throat going dry. This was no longer a bluff. They knew everything.
なんでそんなことわかるんだよ。
It took everything I had to finally force those words from my throat. My knees were shaking.
さーてね、おじさんにわからないことはないからね。
Mion sneered knowingly, and her laugh seemed to carry on forever.
で、ケイちゃん、何のお話をしてたの？ずいぶんと熱くなってたみたいだけど。
みんなの話はしてないよ。ミオンともレナとも関係ない。
ふん。聞いてもないのにレナたちの名前が出るなんて、なんだか怪しいな。
Rena's unwavering gaze pierced through my eyes and peered further inside me. I dug my own grave. My heart was throbbing so much. I felt like it was going to explode.
ま、何を隠れてやろうとも、おじさんにはすべてお見通しってこと。それだけを忘れないでくれればいいかな。
Bro, she sure knows how to throw. Thank you! I couldn't even shake my head. Like, out of all the things he could have said, he was like, hey, what did you talk about at lunch with that guy? It wasn't about you, I swear! Took everything I had to stop my teeth from chattering. She never let her gaze break from mine, even if she tilted her head slightly.
ケイチ君、顔色悪いよ。もう横になった方がいいと思うな。
そうだね。私たちはもう帰ろう。
As if nothing had happened, both giggled at each other and started making their way out. I hadn't moved a muscle since I had dropped that package of mochi. As they left, the door slowly closed behind them. All I could do was stare. As if I couldn't move until the door was completely closed. Just as the door was about closed, it opened again slightly with a sudden creak, sending my heart racing once again. Oh! Single eye pierced in through that narrow slit, and Mion's hawkish gaze peered at me once again. She's eyes like a hawk too? Huh? Oh.
じゃあね、ケイちゃん。
あ、
明日、学校休んじゃ嫌だよ。
Thud. The door closed. I wasn't able to move a muscle even after their low laughter died off into the distance. Silence once again enveloped the room. Coming back to my senses, the first thing I did was lock the door. They knew what Oshi-san and I talked about. Talk to him before you talk to a shush. Why? That's my reaction to you, dude. How? That's my reaction to you, too. No. That wasn't important. Thinking about it now, all of it could have been overheard from the beginning when Oishi-san met me. Just as Mion said, I couldn't hide anything. Then what were they trying to tell me? That part was obvious. They were warning me not to say anything unnecessary. What did they deem unnecessary? I only talked with Oishi-san about one thing. Oh, look at you! Oh, look at you ruining the moment. Mr. Path of Exile, point and laugh. Or they totally got his phone with a bunch of spyware. I would not be surprised. Like, I know that this is, like, old school, like, early mid-2000s. I would not be surprised. What was it that Oishi-san talked to me about? The incidents involving Oyashino-sama's curse that occurred every year weren't individual cases, but were connected as a whole. As well as the fact that there may be multiple perpetrators hidden within Hinamizawa. No, more precisely, that Mion, Rena, Satoko, and Rika-chan, all suspicious. Is that what they are warning me against?
何バカなこと考えてんだよ俺
I hit my own face hard enough that it let out a loud slap. Only that would wake me from this nightmare. For some reason, it felt like I was punching a blanket. It was almost laughably painless. Calm down, Keiichi Maibara. When did I become such a pessimist? Calm down. Calm down. Settle down and sort things out. The reason Mion knew I was eating lunch with Oishi-san was probably because somebody from Hinamizawa just happened to be there at the time. They must have told Mion that I was there. That made the most sense. Plus, come to think of it, she didn't ask me where I ate lunch. Did she? She only asked, was it good? They were just curious since I was together with someone not from Hinamizawa. It's not as if they had any ulterior motives. That's it. That has to be it. Thinking about it that way, it was the same with Rena. I was just being strangely ambiguous about when I met with Oishi-san. Rena was just correcting me on that. That's when I was bewildered by the change in character from the usual mild-mannered Rena. I was just startled by it. It's the most natural way of thinking about it. Felt like my mind was mixed up like a tangled mess of spaghetti. Deep red marinara sauce would have poured out of my nose and ears if you squeezed my head. Dude, no. No, you're breaking the moment. Thinking that, I suddenly felt like vomiting. Dude, you did that to yourself. That was you. That was you. I really didn't want that to happen, so I stop. Stop it, spaghetti boy. Lately, I had no idea what anyone was saying. You don't know what you're saying either, buddy. Spending time with them was fun. I didn't feel like there was any sort of hidden agenda. I really do think that they're a good bunch of people. And I just moved here and couldn't make heads or tails of everything. They were really kind to me. He has learned confusion. It was very effective. It hurt itself in its confusion. Anna was really kind and always looked after me. As long as that strange affliction didn't rear its ugly head, she was really pretty cute. Went out to get pizza. How's it going now? I basically got confronted by friends, for going to Hooters with an old guy. I promise you it's more scary when it's, you actually see it. Also, what kind of pizza did you have? Mion is also a really good person. She didn't care about anyone's age or gender. Was optimistic and outgoing. We love a woke queen. I was never bored when I was with her. And talking of not getting bored, rambunctious Satoko was a good person for that too. Actually, I will say, pepperoni and cheese pizza? Ooh, nice. I will say, in all seriousness, we have found out that basically A lot of these murders that have been going on in this village over the years have very interesting connections with our friend group. Everything is way more tied together than we thought. 2 of them are in friggin' elementary school. She was pretty bratty, but that was just the way she interacted with others. Ika-chan was the same way. She didn't speak often, but it didn't mean she was always silent. My friends. Totally not suspicious friend group. This is like Among Us, but only one person's not the imposter. But after hearing of the better untold secrets of Hinamizawa from Oishi-san and Tomitake-san, can't wait for you to find out about the yaoi smuggling operation. I can't even tell if you're joking about that or not. I can't tell at this point. I was told about Yashido-sama's curse. Things started going crazy. And hearing from Oishi-san that Mion, Rena, Satoko, and Nika-chan were all suspicious. After that, everyone changed. That's right. It all started getting weird after Oishi-san told me all that strange stuff. That's the joke. I ain't saying shit even. Okay, thank you. I don't know. I don't know with this game. I don't know. At that time, I really should have just not listened to those weird stories. Shouldn't have even asked Tomitake-san about the past incidents on the night of the Watanagashi. I just hadn't gotten that strange sense of curiosity. If I just hadn't. That's right. So that's why they... No. It's killed. They killed. That's all. No other word could be filled into those 4 blanks. That impudent outsider speaking to the likes of me after everybody went out of their way to keep it a secret from me. Stop. Stop. I didn't even read that, man. No. I'm trying to unearth what everybody was warning me. It's better left. Besides that, he was unforgivable for spewing words that made me doubt the others. Dude, why did he type it like that? Stop. 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 Do this. You can't do this to me. You do this to me. Both Tomitake-san and Oishi-san were nothing but outsiders after all. They were entities who couldn't coexist with the people of Hinamizawa. These guys should just fall to Oyashido-sama's curse and just... It wasn't their fault. It's my fault for not being able to hold back my curiosity. It wasn't their fault. It wasn't their fault. It wasn't their fault. It wasn't their fault. Settled into a daze. It was a lethargic feeling, like I'd just gotten up, but the ominous chill that haunted me had subsided. I was fine now. I was no longer frightened. I'd completely recovered. I'll go to school tomorrow, right as rain. I'll greet everyone. I'll take part in club activities. It'll definitely be fun. It had to be fun. I was one of them after all.
あ、そうだ。おはぎ食べないと。どれがレナの手作りか当てないといけないんだよな。
I remember the homework the two brought with them when they visited me. But, wow, our club did delivery. It was something else. Yeah, I think you kind of, I think you lost it. Picked up the package I dropped on the floor and headed to the living room. It would be nice, I guess, to have some tea with it. Fill my mouth with mochi while drinking tea. Oh. This was quite a delectable situation I was in. Opening up the newspaper wrapping, there were 5 plump red bean paste mochi fit snugly inside. Boo, Keiichi's a bad friend. Tomato, tomato, tomato. Yeah, what a horrible person. You should just suck it up. There were letters written from left to right on the newspaper. A, B, C, D, and E. Now then. They said Rana made one of these. I wonder which one. There wasn't much difference in how they looked. They smelled and appeared about the same. This was a pretty difficult problem. Biggest difference was probably their shape. I wasn't sure what kind of person Mion's grandma was, but Rena's had to be different from hers. Looking carefully, I could see one mochi that was made very neatly. So well that just by staring at it, one could tell it stood out.
この一個がレナのか否かが勝負の分かれ目みたいだな。
Calm down and think even harder. Mion had said her grandma made a ton of them and was told to give some out if I remember correctly. So, that meant the 4 of these from that large batch. Then what about Rena? She probably only made 1. So she probably spent quite a bit of time on it. Meaning, the one Rena had made was this one. E. For a moment, I thought it may have been a trap Mion laid as she knew I'd pick up on it. But that probably wasn't the case. I wouldn't be so sure if I knew Mion had made it, but since she said Rena made it, it probably wasn't a trap.
よし。お茶も準備 OK。まずはディフェンディングチャンピオンのミオンのばあちゃんからだ。どれ？
Not bad. Smooth bean paste and soft, chewy texture left little to be desired. The tea I drank afterwards also accentuated the experience. This was an exquisite piece of work. Now how about Rena's? The creation was so delectable, one would think it was a high-class Japanese dessert. Since I normally had quite the appetite, I was slightly worried about the size of the portion. Ooh, by the way, guys, let me know if my mic sounds better. Like, better or worse, same. I adjusted some of the settings, but I just want to be really sure. But, well, first, a bite. This was quite a difficult one to judge, actually. The ingredients were exactly the same, so there was little difference in flavor. What was different was how it was shaped at the end, so it was to be as expected. So the deciding factors would be presentation and volume. The well-formed and well-sized champions versus Rena the challenger, with a size you just couldn't get enough of. I only had 1 bite of Rena's. I would probably have to wait until after I was done eating to make my decision. I don't know what it is, but that lack of music, it's just... I don't know, it just kind of leaves things lingering a bit more. Maybe there was something hidden inside that could cause an upset. It seems my prediction was right. My tongue touched something. It didn't feel like something edible, so I reached in with my fingers and grabbed it. I didn't want to say it. Is it what I think it was? It was a razor. What was this? It was a razor, wasn't it? Before I could fully comprehend what it was, I threw away the rest of the mochi I was eating as fast as I could. It was the razor, wasn't it? It slammed against the wall, causing the bean jam to splatter. Then, after sticking for a moment, it slid down to the floor. Well, great, now you have to clean up that wall. was dumbstruck by my own actions. What was I doing? Rena had gone out of her way to make it for me. How could I? Dumbstruck. I looked down at the hand that performed such a vile act. Then I remembered what I had taken out of my mouth. First, I thought it was a hair. Did she put a freaking needle in there? Even though it was shorter than Mion's, Rena's hair was still quite long. And it wasn't this short. It was also a bit too hard to be hair. Oh no, she did not put a It's thick enough to roll around on my tongue. There was a bit of a metallic sheen on one end of it. Yes, there was a hole from where the thread goes through, like it was a sewing needle. Yeah, that's right. It looked very much like a sewing needle. Exactly like one. The end was pointed as well, quite sharply. It really did look just like a sewing needle. Huh? What did I mean by looked very much like a sewing needle just a bit ago? I couldn't answer, but a voice inside me already knew. And let me know by chattering my molars together. I couldn't stave off the terror welling up inside me. Suddenly, I tasted something, but he still ate it. I can't tell if he's stupid or not. Suddenly, I tasted something metallic and felt a prickling pain. Wait, in the back of my throat? Okay, no, that was just him being stupid. I stuck my finger in the back of my mouth and felt around to see if I was bleeding. Suddenly, I felt the urge to vomit. Okay, boys, we're getting a little descriptive here. If you don't like throw up, leave now or forever hold your peace. The sharp taste of bile irritated the back of my throat. I clasped both hands over my mouth, and after writhing in agony, was somehow able to hold back the nausea. Did he eat the needle? I was finally able to breathe normally again, but this time my heart was throbbing intensely. And it finally registered. Exactly what was mixed in with the mochi. Before I could think of the correct word, my hands were already on the move. Splat. Plop. Splort. I tossed the rest. You did not have to do that. You really could have just ripped it in half. The geometrical patterns of the scattered bean jam on the wall suddenly invoked a terrible omen in my mind. Why is this funny? After looking away, I dashed out of the hall and flew upstairs to my room, where I stayed under my covers until... Dude, your mom and dad are looking at bean jam on the wall. Dude, you didn't clean. I totally had to throw it against... I clutched my own shoulders, howling madly in a mix of fear, anger, sadness, and frustration. This wasn't a threat, or a warning, or a reminder, nothing as simple as that. What had happened in Hinamizawa? What is happening in Hinamizawa? What would happen in Hinamizawa? I didn't know the answer to any of those questions. Where did I break a taboo? Regardless, now Rena and Mion and the others considered me an enemy. And they thought I should just die. I won't let you kill me. Not for such a pointless reason. I fell into a restless sleep. I was crushed by my negative emotions. It was as if I was being drawn into a billowing, bottomless swamp. New tips unlocked. A drug that makes you kill yourself? Thread. Hard to swallow. Enjoy a homemade snack. I will say I do need to get up a little early in the morning, so I may leave this a little bit shorter than usual. But I think before we go, I'd like to go ahead and read the tips. I want to read the tips. What's a drug that makes you commit suicide? I don't think that works.
単刀直入に自殺させる薬ってないんですか？
Just the tips, please. No problem, Buster.
直接的にはない。
遠回しですね。では間接的にはあるってことですか？
自殺したくなる精神状態を誘発することはできる。ちゅうことだ。
難しい言い方になりましたね。何ですかその自殺したくなる精神状態ってのは。
例えば一般的な心理学見地から言えばじゃが、心理面が内向状態から外向状態に転じるときに最も自殺が多いと言われちょる。
Clinical depression and bipolar disorder are different. Great fact. How did you wake up and you okay, honey? You can snuggle your ear as much as you want. Clinical depression indicates a prolonged state of depression. Depression makes people depressed, whereas bipolar disorder is characterized by a passive depressed state accompanied by very active manic state.
内向状態の時は自信を喪失し非常に悲観的だ。だが自殺もせん。自殺をする気力すらないからだ。逆の状態もまた自殺をせん。今度は逆に非常に自信過剰で行動的なので自らを順風満帆と思う。だから自殺などせんのだ。
なるほどね。どっちの状態でも自殺をしないのに、状態が入れ替わるときに自殺するんですか？
内向状態には自殺願望はあるが、自殺という大仕事を遂げる気力すらもない。だが、外向状態が始まると、徐々に気力が充実し、体の自由が利くようになってくる。
なるほど。つまり自殺する気力が回復するわけですね。
Is that how that works?
そういうことじゃのう。だからこの時期に変な気を起こさんように処方箋を施すわけじゃな。
Is that how that works anymore? Are we just giving mentally ill people sedatives?
では、富武氏はこの心理状態だったんですかね。
一般的に自殺はちゃんとした文化的な手法で行われる。道具を使用してな。自虐行動とは全く違うぞい。
富武氏の自殺は文化的じゃないですよね。ではやっぱり何かの中毒と考えるのが自然ですか。最初に言った自殺したくなる精神状態を起こす薬ってのを教えてください。
I think she's leaving. Did you just crawl under the desk? Excuse me? Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, I wish you guys could see this. Can I take a picture? Can I take a picture? I'll take a picture. I took a picture. Little baby. I'm in heaven right now. Thank you, honey. Thank you for being so loving.
鎮痛薬の一部には心理を内向から外向に過剰転換させる効果があると報告されとる。それから催眠作用を持つ薬を異常摂取した場合にも異常行動が報告されとるが、
I will have to crop out my toes that came up in the background, but Lila, what if I put a little doggy bed under there for you, and you can lay there as much as you want? Okay, I guess she's done. Bye, Lila. Oh my gosh. Yes, I'm posting that. I am posting that for sure.
その2つは検視の報告だと違うみたいですね。他の。
あとは病気しか考えられん。甲状腺異常を引き起こす病気にしばしばそれに似た症状が報告されとる。
Graves' disease?
だがそれらは概して特徴的な症状が多い。仏は違うのう。
もっと突発的に発生するものはありませんかね。今回のケースと合うような突発性で自殺したくなるようなやつです。
他にはそうじゃな、脳障害によって精神に異常を発生する状態じゃな。
That's what I was saying before. That's what I was saying. I didn't know if it was like he got some kind of blunt force trauma and then it happened.
これは薬物中毒でも起こるが、脳の外傷や一部の病気なんかでも起こる。
What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
つまり薬によらなくても異常な精神状態に陥る可能性があると。
仏は犯人に囲まれて命に危険が迫っとったんじゃろ。極度の緊張が続いて、それに分泌異常が重なって、
To be
さらに
blunt,
打ち
I
ど
don't
ころ
think
が
that
悪くて
happened.
脳に障害が起こり自虐行動に走った可能性もあるかもしれんの。
I hope you feel me piercing into your soul.
もうちょっと省略して言ってくれませんかね。
Stress could... let's see. In simple terms, stress make people do stupid things.
つまり乱闘中に豆腐の角に頭ぶつけてそれで異常が発生したと言っとるんだ。
じゃあ星には殺意はなかったってことですかね。ちょいと小銭を巻き上げようと思ったらたまたま殴りどころが悪かった。
Joys of making dad jokes versus the agony of receiving dad jokes. The two plump men laughed
な
hoarsely.
んてわけはありませんね。
You know what? Oshi seems like the kind of guy that would do really well as a mall Santa. Like if you put like a Santa beard and a hat. Stress be like that, but in this case the MC. Look, I know it's one of those things that can be like... I understand everything that Keiichi's going through. I keep making fun of things, but I will also say this is a kid in middle school that is kind of grappling with the reality that all his friends are assholes and want to kill him. He's just like trying so hard to like gaslight himself. I think it actually happens in one of the joke OVA episodes. No way. Please. I need that.
いかにも薬物の常用にせよ精神的なものにせよ仏の身元が鍵を握っとるぞい。そっちはどうなっとるんじゃ。
あら、こんな時間そろそろ戻らないとクマちゃん怒っちゃいますね。
おお、頑張れよ。
Kuma-chan.
いいお年をの。
いいお年を。
Kuma-chan? I can't tell if he's talking about his wife or a dog. You want to be careful with the joke OVAs though, because one of them is fan service central with the cast. The young cast. Does not surprise me considering the frickin' the swimsuits threat. Alright, one more, and then I think we'll end things off here.
おや今の皆さんは確か
議員バッジが2人いたっすね。
I think it's a national diet badge.
じゃあ県議と市議の園崎だ。
面白いっすね。 親戚同士で県議と市議やってんすか。
これがずるいんですよ。お互いの名前で慈善運動バンバン。片方の選挙中にはもう片方が別に講演会を開いて二重に選挙運動をやってるん
Actually, if
です
they're
よ。
related, is that even like a legal thing they can do? Then again, I am not Japanese.
堂々と。
よくわかんないんすけど、それって公選法違反じゃないんすか？
See? What did I just say?
慈
I'm
善運
smart.
動にならない限り政治活動は無制限ですからね。クマちゃん、そんなんじゃ選対本部好きになった時大変ですよ。
Wait.
公選法くらいは勉強してください。
俺、知能犯化は無理っす。バカですから。
It was Yowie. There was a prefectural assembly member. Oh, there was prefectural assembly member Sonozaki and city councilor Sonozaki. Also, the mayor of Hinamizawa. So they're all influenced by the Sonozaki family. What crap.
お見送りしてんのは副所長とうちの課長っすね。
It's a smelly smuggling ring up. Also, same Sonozaki, that's Mion, that's her family. It came to me. That night, when the department chief invited me along to get some Oden, I thought that was it.
大石さんは友達多いから聞いてるかもしれないけど、聞いてるかな。
いいえ、何も。
お母さん、ガモにはんぺん頼みます。所長んとこに議員の怒鳴り込みがあったんだよ。
Sheesh!
あれま、そうなんですか。あ、お母さん、私にもう一杯ください。
Prefectural Assembly member Sonozaki and City Councilor Sonozaki were both intimidating. Prefectural? How many... Hold on, I need to, like, take in the scope of this. I don't know if... I'm gonna look up something basic. How many prefectures are there in Japan? Okay, 47. Okay, so. Oh, the pictures. I'm prefecture and city council. Okay, so basically, I guess, like, Their snot-nosed career police chief couldn't handle being yelled at by them. They're like Yakuza. Hey, Georgie. He's looking too.
ひなみ沢事件の捜査の仕方で君を指名して陳情してきたよ。
Interesting.
ありゃ、私？はてはて。
George, don't you dare bark. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
とぼけるなよ。例のひなみ沢の過去の事件。蒸し返してるだろ。
私、富武殺しで手一杯でそんな余裕ないですよ。ね。
Nah.
本当に？本当にそうならいいんだけどさ。
There was a period of silence. While we were silent, we made headway on our food and drink.
いやー、ごちそうになっちゃいました。今月は負けっぱなしだったんで財布つらかったんですよ。 助かりました。
いや、いいよ。また馬教えてよ。
Tell me a good horse again.
大井さんと同じ馬を買うから。
最近はダメです。馬の声がさっぱりですから。タクシー。
I'm going by train. The department chief is taking a taxi. I have my own car, but it'd be rash to drive it home. Can't blow it right before the retirement with a DUI. Even though he could still rattle off. Looks like his legs were already jelly. Pushing him into the cab, I gave the driver department chief's address.
ではではまた明日。よいよ。
大井さん。
はいはい。
過去の事件は全部個別に終わってる。縦に並べるのはやめるんだよ。
Have you heard of Haimu?
村の連中は半ば本気でタタリを信じてるんだから。
私だってタタリなんか信じちゃいませんよ。
大石さんは来年で退職じゃないですか。退職金でローン返してお母さんと北海道に引っ越すんじゃなかったっけ？
ばあ様がどうしても生まれの北海道に帰りたいって泣くんですよ。最後のご奉公なんです。退職金はまあすすきので楽しむことにします。な
所長は退職時特別昇給を見直すかもってさ。
Public servants' severance payment is calculated based on their monthly salary when they retire. So a special promotion of 2 pay grades is given before retirement. This tops up the employee's severance payment. That tends to be how it's done around here. Of course, it's not exactly a commendable custom. Incidentally, the difference the 2 pay grades make to the payout is quite significant.
さすがインテリの若所長は言い出すことが模範的です。でもまあ私たちの給料が血税で支払われてることを思えばまあ時代の流れですかね。
Certainly wasn't a laughing matter, but I'll laugh through it anyway.
僕も模範的なこととは思わないよ。でもまあ大石さんはそれだけの退職金をもらってもおかしくない活躍をしてきたからさ。僕としてはぜひもらってほしいんだよ。
もらえるもんならそりゃ欲しいですけどね。
もらえるよ。大石さんが大人なら。
運転手さん、引き止めてすみませんね。お願いします。
I closed the door roughly, interrupting the department chief's conversation a bit rudely. Looks like he still had something to say, but he just smiled wryly and waved. I waved in return. The cab sped up gradually and soon disappeared among the sea of lights.
参ったな。ローン返済できるかな。
Well, oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, maybe I'll, Thanks for the tips. You're welcome. Oh my gosh. I'm hiding. Oh, I did not mean to dance. Honestly, okay, like this. Okay, imagine I'm doing like this. I like hide a little in the corner. And then... Ah! You pop up like that. That'd be cute. Haimu. You know what? I should have brought Lotion Man with me. He would have been a very good friend in all this. But, ooh, yeah. Head's fuzzy. I usually come in a little bit later. My non-idle job, but I've got a lot of early days ahead of me, so we're gonna push through. Lotion Man would be final girl. Look, throughout this story, nothing is gonna happen to Lotion Man over my dead body. But in the meantime, thank you for watching. It is time I take my leave. Insert obvious plug here. Like, comment, sub. Look forward to some good things happening. Use code Maimu10 off your order at Advanced GG. I said before I was gonna be visited by Santa if I get some affiliate purchases. So if you want to help support me and give me the potential to get some good stuff, now's a good time. They have Mets cups. Rock the Mets, baby. Dude, that was even like before Schlatt was saying stuff about the Mets yesterday. What am I telling you guys? Mets all the way, baby. Let's go Mets. But yeah, it is a bye moo time. Bye moo.